Hi, I'm James and this is Dennis, and we're off to church today to look at a pew. Today we're taking on a piece of furniture which is going to numb more bums than anaesthetic, a church pew.
Not very wide, is it?
Would you rather go a bit deeper on that, do you reckon?
I think so, definitely. That's a bit... Don't you feel uncomfortable?
Let's go 400.
400, I think.
Yeah.
How high do you reckon you want to go?
Very. Yeah, I think so. 750 sounds great.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you, let's go 1500. What's that going to be, like a 3-seater, do you think?
2 comfortable, 3 sociable.
That's pretty easy. What kind of size person are you going to sit in between us here, Dennis?
My usual size, 450 in height.
Just under the 84. Yeah, brilliant. Well, we've got all our sizes then, and I think we should go and do some designs.
Yes, okay.
That church pew's great, but a bit dated. I think that we should go for something more modern. I just hope that Den's going to like it. So that's the overall we've got, yeah? That's there. And then we don't want to come out of that line. Right, so here is my grand design. Gone from a very straight top rail to a curve, then curving it more and bubbling it more, and then I've come out with this.
Yeah, I like a shape. Top
You like
rail,
shape? Yeah.
Well, as I say,
So
once you get the piece of timber the size, you can make up your mind how much you do to sweep.
Overall, are you happy with the proportions on it?
Oh, very happy with that, yes.
Well, let's get down the timber yard and find out what we can get.
Right.
So, having agreed how it's going to look, it's important to select the right timber. This crown grain I think will be very important on our church pew because it's just going to be really visual, as opposed to this, a quarter sawn type grain. It's very tight, but in this timber, beautiful and straight, really lovely to work with.
Very strong, durable and all that, and it's beautiful.
This is definitely the type of timber for us. Great, so we've got our design, and now we've got our timber.
It's Douglas fir, sometimes known as British Columbian pine, or even Oregon pine.
Well, the first thing we're going to do is glue together our side cheeks, aren't we?
The cheeks.
Which we're going to biscuit together into one lump. These are the biscuits that we're going to be using. They're pieces of beech. They don't taste very nice, but they're brilliant for gluing pieces of wood together. This is a biscuit machine. Then we'll mark the centres of the actual biscuits themselves, and I'll line that up with the marks on the timber.
So we've got to come down about there, you reckon?
Brilliant, yeah. So what we're doing is we've got a bit of shape work on the front. We're making these side panels, which will be the outer sides of our church pew. You're going to be the human G-clamp, then? Good boy. Run. That's those done. We're going to put the biscuits in and we're going to do a little dry run with them in. A dry run allows you to check joints for a snug fit before committing with glue. Well, that looks good to me, mate. What we're using here is the PVA. This glue is perfect for indoors, but not ideal if our pew is going outside. Yeah, I'm in. Seems to have worked out. Got to whack them cramps on. Great, well that's all done. Let's leave that to dry and we'll get on with the next bit. As you can see here, Dennis is playing with numbers. What's the story there, Den?
Well, no, we won't go into that.
No? Okay. Den's being a bit coy. He was working out measurements for the back rail.
Come in a bit, we don't want to go on there. And then we got our shoulder for our tenon there.
Brilliant.
We can square those over there, and then that's ready to mark the other rails off.
These are the main rails that run the length of the pew, and we are marking where to cut the tenons. That's great, nice bit of off-cut there. That'll do us for a little PJ later on. Private job. Don't worry then, you can check it out.
I think you're wrong.
Whoa! Look then. That's what you want. Yeah? By the time we've finished, the mural on these pieces of timber is going to be absolutely fabulous for this crown. We won't have a lot of crown left. I reckon one of us can start banging out some mortises.
Yeah, I'll start on this.
Yeah.
How deep do you want them?
40?
Yeah. 45.
Alright, 45. We'll keep them happy. Den's cutting out the mortises in the rails. Remember the old days when I started college, it's sort of first hour when he came into college, he's coming. Just looked around the class, thought, oh, here we go. Well, he was a rotter. You really thought that you were in trouble with him. In a way, he'd look at you as if to say, you're going to fail or something like that. But once you got to know him, he was really nice. I just bought him a few apples, bought him a few Easter eggs and stuff, and we became good friends. Really nice guy. Just don't get in his way when he's rushing though. I'm just going to cut the tenons, which are going to go into Dennis's mortises. What I'm going to use is a chop saw. It's set to a depth. That'll do my shoulders, which are these parts. And then to do the tenon cheeks, I'm going to use the bandsaw. Den won't let me get away with sloppy tenons, so I've cut them to be really tight. But why won't this one fit properly?
You don't mind me pointing out, you've got a face mark on one way and face mark on the other.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it in the right hole.
How about that?
That's not bad, is it? Cut that. Oh, you won't leave a lot off there, would you?
B.
No. This whole piece is B.
Yeah, alright, okay.
I put the B's on there, so I determine how they work.
Is that B for balls up?
Not having tea?
Yeah.
Much needed. Keeps you going. I don't know what keeps him going, but... Come in here a minute, look. I'll show you something. I wanted the seat, that flips up to be a real nice, heavy, chunky seat, but Dennis seems to think it's going to be too heavy to lift up because it being so thick. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking it down slightly, only 5 mil, it doesn't make a lot of difference, does it? This is the ideal tool. It's a thicknesser and it shaves off the surface of each plank. Alright, that's that taken down. To be honest, look, you can't really see any difference, surely. It's so minimal, but I think Dennis, all he's trying to do is get some sawdust for his daughter's hamster. We need to glue the base so it has plenty of time to dry before we can cut it to size. Oh, he's veered off. Sorry. Was that you wobbling it?
No.
It was that army, wasn't it? You didn't even... Look. Go on, try wobbling it. I bet I follow.
God, we want to go home tonight.
That's why I'm doing it.
Got plenty of glue there? Got enough glue?
There's loads of glue. That's glued up, and once again the cramps hold the joints to make a really tight fit. While the base is drying, my mentor's gluing up the seat. He's just not being very quick about it. Oh mate, we nearly done on it.
You've got a stronger grip than me, you can...
Stronger grip? I was being a bit quicker than you. I saw a snail run past there. I thought you were doing that in slow motion. Oh dear me. Look then, look. Meow.
Yeah, but you're supposed to put glue on.
Meow. Yeah, then only a little bit too much on there, wasn't there, mate? Hey, not tell you what we'll do. We'll rinse.
Excess glue should be wiped off to prevent staining and prevent damage to tools when it's dry. With the base and seat well underway, I can't wait to move on to the next stage, the panelling.